President Trump has been focused ever since he's been in office on making America safe again. And that is what my job is as a secretary, is to make sure that we're following through on exactly what he promised the American people.
You wake up, push the window open, and something about Nashville feels off. White vans are lined along the curbs. At the corners, unmarked SUVs sit idle. Flashing lights bounce off old brick walls, while the deep thrum of helicopters lingers overhead. This isn't a film set. This isn't a training drill. It's the reality of one of the biggest immigration enforcement operations in modern U.S. history, playing out in the heart of Tennessee. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on what many have begun calling the Nashville Purge, a sweeping federal mission that's already contributed to over 300,000 deportations across the country. What makes this different? It's no longer just about stopping people at the border. ICE is moving straight into America's cities. And Nashville, famous for its country music, hot chicken, and southern charm, has now become a flashpoint. If you're here for the kind of facts the mainstream outlets overlook, hit the like button and subscribe, because what follows could shake the immigration debate at its core. Under President Trump's America First policy, ICE and Homeland Security have intensified joint task forces throughout Tennessee and parts of Kentucky. Their mission targets aren't limited to those without legal status. They're also going after violent criminals, traffickers, cartel operatives, and fugitives living in plain sight. The results have been startling. 2 Venezuelan nationals, linked to foreign terror groups, taken down for running a drug and prostitution network in Davidson County. Another Venezuelan man, accused of fatally stabbing his wife in an attack so brutal that seasoned agents called it unforgettable. A 22-year-old Guatemalan man arrested on multiple counts of child rape and identity theft, an arrest authorities say may have stopped further crimes. A 33-year-old Salvadoran gang member tied to MS-13, found in Franklin, now facing extradition for murder and conspiracy charges abroad. ICE reports that over 70% of those deported in the past year had serious criminal charges or convictions, meaning nearly 250,000 offenders removed from American neighborhoods. For supporters, it's overdue justice. But inside Nashville's leadership, the picture looks different. Mayor Freddie O'Connell and other city officials accuse ICE of deploying fear-driven, militarized raids that unsettle entire communities. In response, the city council passed measures requiring all ICE encounters to be documented and tracked, a move defenders say is transparency, while opponents call it obstruction. Federal officers claim there's more at play. Allegations that certain local leaders have leaked classified information, revealing ICE agents' names and locations, leading to threats, harassment, and an 800% spike in violence against agents since 2020. Homeland Security sees it as a coordinated campaign to weaken federal power. Meanwhile, ICE's approach has become sharper, bolstered by instant data-sharing agreements with Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador, enabling rapid identity verification and quicker extraditions. They've also introduced a controversial self-deportation program, offering migrants free flights home and $1,000 in relocation aid if they leave voluntarily. Advocates say it eases detention costs and legal backlogs. Critics dismiss it as a payoff. For families, whether here legally or not, these raids are personal. Federal vans parked near schools. Unexpected knocks at apartment doors. Parents gone before dinner. For some, it's justice served. For others, it's trauma delivered. Does the strategy work? ICE points to measurable declines in gang activity, child exploitation cases, and violent assaults in places where operations have been most active. Whether that's causation or coincidence, supporters argue communities are breathing easier. But the conflict is far from over. Nashville's churches, universities, and activist networks are pushing back. Belmont University has pledged to protect undocumented students, creating what's being called a deportation-free zone on campus. Faith-based organizations, student groups, and progressive lawmakers have coordinated real-time alert systems on social media, warning neighborhoods of impending ICE raids. In some instances, protesters have blocked ICE vehicles, forcing agents to stand down. ICE argues that these same networks sometimes shield dangerous criminals, not just undocumented workers. pointing to instances where advance warnings allowed violent offenders to escape. That fuels a larger, uncomfortable debate. Do sanctuary policies protect the vulnerable or hide the dangerous? Since Trump's orders tightened enforcement, ICE reports a drop of up to 19% in violent crimes linked to undocumented offenders in targeted cities. Assaults, gang shootings, and exploitation cases have all declined. Yet opposition continues to build. School boards in Davidson and Shelby counties have instructed staff on handling ICE visits. Some businesses refuse federal subpoenas, and a Nashville coffee shop went viral for banning ICE agents outright. In response, ICE is shifting tactics, cutting local authorities out of the loop entirely. More surprise raids, larger teams, operations in public places like malls, grocery stores, courthouses, and schools. An ICE source told Border Blitz that agents have compiled a new soft target list of public spots where high-priority suspects are known to gather. It's part of Operation Safe Haven, a push to remove another 100,000 undocumented offenders before the next election. ICE is even offering cash to informants, landlords, employers, neighbors. The move is fracturing trust in immigrant communities. Parents keep kids home from school. Families skip medical visits. Some spend nights in church basements. Yet agents insist they're not after ordinary families, they're after predators. Which leaves the question, what's the price of safety? Is it worth risking community trust, religious rights, and educational futures to remove violent offenders? Or are we entering an era where federal officers operate like special forces in peaceful neighborhoods to keep streets safe? One thing's undeniable, this battle is no longer just about immigration. It's about power, who has it, who enforces it, and who's willing to push further. Where do you stand? Should federal officers have free rein without local interference? Or should cities like Nashville hold the line? Leave your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because the next ICE raid could be closer to home than you think.